The holidays are quickly approaching, and that means that this kitchen will be very busy making seasonal treats for our family to enjoy. I'm Laura at The Healing From Within, and one of my husband's favorite desserts used to be pecan pie. However, he likes bread pudding as well, and so today what we are going to do is we are going to mash the two of those together in what I call pecan pie bread pudding. It has all the components of the bread pudding and the components of pecan pie as well. So let's get started. In a bowl, a large bowl, I have 24 ounces of French bread that I've cut into cubes. That equates to about a loaf and a half. And you want day-old bread. You do not want fresh bread. A tip would be to go ahead and cut your bread into cubes, put it in the bowl, and then let it sit on the counter. So that is exactly what we're going to do. In another bowl, you will combine 2 cups of heavy cream and 1 cup of milk, and I use whole milk for this recipe. You will also add in 5 eggs and a cup of regular sugar and a ½ cup of brown sugar. You will also add in 2 teaspoons of vanilla and 1 tablespoon of maple syrup. Now you just want to whisk all of these ingredients together until they're nice and combined. You definitely want to get those eggs mixed in well. And this is what is going to soak into that bread and just make it so decadent. My husband cannot wait for this to finish baking so that he can have some. So once you have all of this combined, then you will put your milk egg mixture, you will just pour it over the top of your bread. And then once you do, you want to mash your bread down into that mixture, because what you want the bread to do is you want it to soak up all of that egg and milk mixture. So the best tip would be to let this sit for about 5 to 10 minutes, just so that it can fully soak up all of that mixture, so that all of it is nice and coated and soaked in well. And while this is sitting and soaking up that egg and milk combination, we are going to make a topping. And yes, I said a topping, and this is where that pecan pie element comes in. So in this bowl, I have 1½ cups of pecans, or if you live in the South, it's pecans. I still say pecans. A tip for when you bake with nuts. You want to put them in a skillet, in a non-stick skillet, or you could put them in the oven on a cookie sheet, and you want to toast them for a few minutes, for about 5 minutes, just until they're fragrant and a little golden brown. This is really going to bring out the flavor of the nuts, and it works wonderfully whether you have cookies or pies or bread pudding in this case. But that's exactly what I've done. I've toasted these and I have chopped them. To this, we're going to add ½ cup of brown sugar, and we are also going to add ½ a stick of butter. Now, once you've put that butter in, you're just going to give this a good mix. You just want it to make a crumbly mixture, because this is going to go over the top of that bread and milk mixture. So it's almost like a streusel that's going to go over the top, but the pecans are going to get nice and toasty, and the butter and brown sugar are going to bake down in so good. So once we have this mixed, we are going to take a 9x13 pan that we have buttered in advance, and we are going to pour that bread, milk, and egg mixture that we made into this pan. And we are just going to push it all down in so that it gets nice and down into the corners, just all spread out thoroughly. And then once you have it in the pan, you will take your crumble mixture and you will just pour it all over the top. Now once you have this assembled, it is going to go into a 350 Fahrenheit oven that you have preheated in advance. And you're going to cook it for about 45 to 55 minutes. The center still may be a little soft and a little jiggly, and that's okay because once you pull it out and let it sit for about 15 minutes or so, it will start to set up. Now that is the key for this recipe, is you do want to pull it out and you do want to let it set for about 10 to 15 minutes. And then you will serve it warm, and you can certainly serve it with whipped cream, which is the way that my husband enjoys it, or you could serve it with vanilla ice cream. Both are absolutely delicious. So I hope that you enjoy this recipe just as much as my husband does. And please take a photo and post it on social media for me at theHealingFromWithin, tag me in it, or hashtag theHealingFromWithin. Make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel as well and hit the reminder so that you get the updates when we upload the videos. Thanks so much for joining, and I'll see you next time. Bye.